Okay, here we are on the farm once again, and we've got a very fun project today. It's looking like we're going to plant a tree, and we are in the front yard now of the farm. There's the front view of the house. Haven't shown the front of the house yet, and the vegetable garden that we've shown is way beyond those trees, way on the other side of the driveway. It's only an acre, but it's a very spacious acre. We're way up in the far corner of the lot. In fact, that's the farthest corner of the lot in the direction opposite the garden. So today we're planting a red mulberry tree. And here's the card that the tree came with. It says it prefers well-drained moist soil and preferably near a creek or a body of water, but we're up further from the creek today in a higher ground in the front yard, so it's going to be fine. It does like mostly full sun to partial shade. So here's what the tree looks like from the nursery. It's in a very small pot, and we've already dug the hole right over here. Let's zoom in on the hole because that's the next step. And we've got a little bit of loam over here in the big red pot. The loam is going to go around the roots to give it a little bit more nutrients than the clayey soil. It does like well-drained soil. So the clay soil is not ideal, and that's why we're adding some loam. And then the last step in the process is we're going to create a water ring around the base of the tree, so the water ring will hold the water in the area when we water. Now, we don't want to plant this tree too deep. You never want to plant any plant too deep because then it could drown and it won't develop properly. So we're going to fill in the hole a little bit because there's not a lot of soil. Now, to remove a plant from its pot, you just squeeze it until it loosens the soil and turn it upside down, and it pops right out like that. And you can see the root system is well developed. I just watered it about an hour ago. The root system is well developed, and it looks like the roots are pretty healthy, so it should do well. So right now, the top of the soil is level to the ground around it, and that's pretty much ideal. That's where we're going to start from. And then we're going to fill in with the loam around the whole plant, which again will give it some additional nutrients with this well composted soil. And then we'll use the soil that we took out of the hole to build the water ring around it. So I pretty much filled in around the roots of the plant with the loam pretty well. And then you want to press firmly down around the plant with your hand or your foot so that the plant is stable. The tree is nice and stable and has a nice firm base about it. And then after you press down, just add a little bit more. And now we're going to leave a little slight depression around the plant as we build the water ring around it with the soil that we took out. And the water ring is going to hold the water in the area after we water, so the water doesn't just simply run off and drain away from the plant. It's just a way to maintain the plant's moisture in the area. So there's our water ring. It was pretty simple and easy to build with all the soil that we took out of the hole. And you can pack down the water ring to help it stay in place a little bit longer. And now you've got a nice little depression to hold the water, and the plant is still at ground level, even though it looks like it's lower. It's still at ground level. So now we water. You ready to water? You want to do it? No? So I looked online, and the information I found online was that this plant needs watering at least once a week after it's planted. So we're going to start with a thorough watering tonight. And we're probably going to water again. If it doesn't rain, we're going to water again in about 5 days. And then we'll start weekly. So you want to soak the ground the soil that you just put in the plant. A couple gallons should be sufficient for this size tree. The rule of thumb is 10 gallons per inch of diameter, but this tree is nowhere near an inch. It's only like just over 1/8 of an inch in diameter, so just a couple gallons will be plenty. And as you can see, the water ring is working perfectly. It's holding the water in place, and now the water will go soak down into the root system rather than running off across the lawn. So that's it. That's how you plant a tree, and that's the red mulberry that'll be producing fruit in probably about 8 to 10 years. See you soon. We'll come back in 8 to 10 years for an update.